For mail, well, we're continuing through letters, certainly. Today we come on to the second letter of John, to John. And it's a letter all about truth and love. Not very long. Some wonder why it begins as it does. Dear elder lady. I wonder if it's not because it's in a time of persecution and John is writing Christian to Christian and is trying to write under the radar so people just allow the letter to go through. Oh, what a nice letter from one family to another. He signs off dear sister. So there's something going on there. It's just an expression of one Christian writing to another Christian, one church to another church. I don't think it's any more complex than that. But it's certainly about mail. And if this envelope represented the substance of the letter, well, then it invites us to open it up and have a look within. It's all about truth. And it reminds me a little bit of Jesus before Pilate in John 18, where Pilate says, "What is truth?" Well, it kind of exposes the fact that the envelope, his life, is empty, is hollow, and there's absolutely nothing inside. Despite all of the outward trappings, it's an empty envelope. The kind of truth that John has in mind is a truth that encompasses everything. I mean, after all, Jesus described himself as the way, the truth, and the life. And the truth there isn't just a kind of theoretical, abstract kind of truth, but it's the kind of truth that envelops everything. It's about reality and all of who God is, all of who Jesus is, and all that we're called and invited to receive and to share. Somewhat ironic that Pilate asks the question, "What is truth?" when truth is standing in front of him, embodied truth. And that takes us on to love, because John links truth and love. Because if we receive this truth, if we own this truth in our minds and in our hearts, if we seek to express it in all that we are, well, of course, it's going to express itself as love. Truth and love are intimately connected because when we start to embody truth just as Jesus did, it's going to express itself as love. It's going to express itself as mercy and grace and generosity and patience and kindness, all of those things which sit under the banner of what it means to love. So these letters are just words on a page, like so many of, well, all of the letters in the New Testament. But what they encourage us to is to explore truth in its widest sense, not just abstract propositions, but life, but reality. And then because it's all about everything, then those letters also encourage to express that truth in our very being, to incarnate truth through the way we act towards others, towards God, towards ourselves as well, to live lives of love because we know truth from the inside. So, what John writes is a letter all about truth and praying and longing and earnestly seeking this Christian community to receive truth and to express embodied truth in the love that they display to one another and to the world that Christ took on flesh in order to save. Truth and love, well, there's nothing abstract or remote about those things, nothing hollow or empty. No, quite the opposite. They're an invitation to take on flesh and to express those things in the concrete reality of the situations where we find ourselves. That's 2 John. Join me tomorrow as we look at 3 John, the third letter of John.